He thought it was just another stop, that he was just another black man. But when they saw his ID, everything changed. Welcome to the Untold Struggles, the place where hidden truths are exposed and power is challenged. Today's story is one you won't forget. Imagine being pulled over, treated like a criminal, all because of your skin color, only for the police to discover you're the very person who could take their badges away. This is the story of Attorney Derrick Lawson, and what happened when racial profiling went too far. Watch until the end, because the twist will leave you speechless. Ning preparing closing arguments for one of the toughest civil rights cases of his career. It was late, nearly midnight, when he finally left his downtown office. He loosened his tie, slid into his sleek black sedan, and started the quiet drive home. He wasn't just any lawyer. Derrick was a state attorney, one of the highest-ranking legal officials in his city. But tonight, he was simply a black man driving home. Blue and red lights suddenly flashed in his rearview mirror. His chest tightened. Here we go. He pulled over calmly, rolled down his window, and placed both hands firmly on the steering wheel. Every move deliberate, careful, calculated. Two officers approached. Officer Randall, tall and broad with a cocky smirk, tapped his flashlight against Derrick's window. Beside him, Officer Green, younger but with the same arrogance, scanned the car like it was stolen. License and registration, Randall barked. Of course, officer, Derrick replied, voice steady. May I ask the reason for the stop? Randall's smirk widened. You fit the description. Black male, dark sedan. That's all we need. Derrick handed over his license. Randall didn't even glance at the name before tossing it to Green. Step out of the car, Randall ordered. Derrick hesitated. Is there probable cause? Randall slammed his hand on the hood. I said step out. Pedestrians slowed to watch. Green yanked open the door, pulling Derrick out roughly. His suit jacket wrinkled, his dignity shredded. Randall shoved him against the car. What's in the trunk? My briefcase. Court documents. Uh-huh. We'll see about that. They popped the trunk and rummaged through his files like scavengers. Legal papers scattered into the street. Derrick clenched his jaw, fury boiling but controlled. He knew one wrong word could escalate this into violence. As they searched, Derrick spoke carefully. Officers, I am State Attorney Lawson. I'd advise you to stop what you're doing before you regret it. Randall laughed. State Attorney? Right. And I'm the president. Green chuckled, tossing documents back carelessly. Yeah, you people love pretending to be something you're not. The crowd grew. Phones came out. Some recorded the spectacle of a black man in a suit being frisked like a thug. Derrick's heart raced. This isn't just about me. This is about every person who's been stopped, searched, and humiliated for no reason. Tonight, I'll make sure it doesn't go unnoticed. If you're watching this thinking, this could have been me, or someone I love, then hit that subscribe button right now. Stories like Derrick's must be told, and together, we make sure they're never forgotten. Finally, Green glanced at Derrick's ID again and froze. Randall? You might want to look at this. Randall snatched the license, squinting at the name. His smirk evaporated. State Attorney Lawson. The crowd gasped. People whispered. Phone zoomed in. Derrick straightened his tie, his voice calm but razor sharp. Now you see, you just illegally searched, humiliated, and profiled the state attorney. Every second of this was caught on video. Do you have any idea what that means for your careers? Randall stammered. We were just doing our job. No, Derrick said, eyes burning with quiet fire. You were abusing it. The commanding officer soon arrived at the scene, called by a bystander who recognized Derrick. She rushed to his side, her face pale. Mr. Lawson, I am so sorry. Derrick cut her off. Save it. Your officers just exposed the culture in your department. And tomorrow morning, I'll be exposing it in court. The crowd erupted in cheers. For once, justice wasn't just a dream. It was unfolding in real time. Randall and Green's faces drained of color. Their arrogance shattered, replaced with fear. That night, as Derrick returned home, his phone buzzed with messages from friends and colleagues. The video had already gone viral. He sat in his living room, staring at the ceiling, exhaustion washing over him. But beneath the fatigue, a fire burned. This is bigger than me, he whispered. Tomorrow, we start a fight that will change everything. He looked at a photo of his late father, a man once beaten by police for walking home after work. Derrick's voice trembled as he said, "This one's for you, Dad." The next morning, Derrick walked into his office, prepared to file charges against officers Randall and Green. But waiting on his desk was a sealed envelope. Inside was a typed letter with no signature. "Drop the case, or your past will be exposed. We know what you've been hiding." Derrick's hand shook. His eyes darkened. What past? What secret? Later that night, Derrick poured himself a glass of bourbon and pulled out an old photo album. Inside was a face he hadn't seen in years. Anthony Tone Daniels, a childhood friend turned street hustler. They had grown up together, inseparable until their paths split. Derrick chose law school. Tone chose the streets. But one night, years ago, things had gotten messy. A fight, a police report, and Derrick covering for Tone. Nothing ever came of it. Or so he thought. Is that what they're talking about? Derrick wondered. Is this the secret they think can destroy me? The next morning, Derrick walked into the courthouse, clutching his briefcase, his mind racing. As he stepped into the lobby, a man in a dark suit approached. His presence was sharp, calculated like a blade. "Attorney Lawson?" the man asked. "Yes." He flashed a badge. "Internal Affairs. Detective Cole, we need to talk." They walked to a quiet corner. Cole lowered his voice. "Word of advice. Back off the case against Randall and Green. They've got friends in high places. Real high. People who don't like you digging into their department." Derrick narrowed his eyes. "Are you threatening me?" "No. I'm protecting you." "Drop it, Lawson, or you won't just lose your career. You'll lose everything." If you're watching this and you believe Derrick should fight back no matter the cost, hit that subscribe button right now. Because this story isn't just about one man. It's about the system we all live under. That evening, Derrick drove home from work when flashing lights appeared again in his rearview mirror. His stomach dropped. Not again. He pulled over, this time gripping the steering wheel like it was his lifeline. Two different officers approached, ones he didn't recognize. "Step out of the vehicle," one demanded. "What's the charge?" Derrick asked firmly. The officer smirked. "We'll tell you at the station." Within minutes, Derrick was handcuffed, thrown into the back of a cruiser. His neighbors peeked out from windows, some recording on their phones. At the precinct, he was booked for obstruction of justice, a bogus charge tied to an old case from his past. The same case involving his childhood friend, Tone. They were digging, and they wanted him buried. The next day, Derrick walked into court, shackled at the wrists. But this time, the cameras were already rolling. News outlets had swarmed, eager to catch the spectacle of the state attorney accused of corruption. The prosecutor on the case smirked at him from across the room. It was none other than Janet Whitlow, a rival attorney who had lost cases against Derrick for years. "This is my chance," she whispered to a colleague. But Derrick wasn't shaken. He stood tall, his voice commanding when he spoke to the judge. "Your Honor, these charges are not only baseless, they are strategic, designed to silence me, to stop me from prosecuting two officers who broke the law. This isn't justice. It's retaliation." Gasps filled the room. Midway through the hearing, Derrick's defense team, led by his trusted partner, Angela Brooks, pulled out a trump card. "Your Honor," Angela said, sliding a flash drive onto the evidence table, "we have video evidence of Mr. Lawson's unlawful arrest last night. Officers had no warrant, no probable cause, and made direct reference to his ongoing case against Randall and Green." The screen lit up with the video. Neighbors had captured it from their phones. The courtroom fell silent as the truth played out in high definition. The judge's gavel slammed. "These charges are dismissed. Mr. Lawson, you are free to go." Derrick exhaled, his chains removed. The crowd erupted in applause. The police had tried to silence him, but instead, they handed him even more power. That night, Derrick stood outside the courthouse, cameras flashing, reporters shouting questions. He raised his hand, silencing the noise. "This case was never just about me," he declared. "It's about every person who's been profiled, silenced, or threatened because of the color of their skin. If they can come after the state attorney, imagine what they do to those without a voice. But let this be clear, I will not back down. Not today. Not ever." Cheers broke out. Derrick's words echoed like thunder. Later, back at his office, Derrick received another envelope. His stomach tightened. He ripped it open and froze. Inside was a single photograph. It showed him, years ago, standing next to Tone, his childhood friend, holding a bloodied baseball bat after the fight they thought no one remembered. Scrawled on the back of the photo were 6 chilling words. Next time, it won't be a warning. Derrick's jaw clenched. His voice was barely a whisper. They're coming for me. The screen fades to black. To be continued. If you believe Derrick must keep fighting no matter how dangerous it gets, then share this story with everyone you know. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Untold Struggles. Because this battle isn't over. It's only just beginning.